So week 3, day 15, forgiving yourself and those who have hurt you. Today's lesson is about forgiveness, forgiving yourself and those who have hurt you, thus opening your heart to a new level of loving yourself. For the past 2 weeks, you have worked on releasing many of the old beliefs that were blocking you. I know it wasn't an easy task. So give yourself time to celebrate your progress. How does it feel today to look in your mirror and feel so much lighter? Take a deep breath in. Now release this breath and say, I'm letting go of my past and I feel great. Forgiveness is a difficult area for all of us. We build up these blocks that bind us for many years. Take my hand and together let's work on learning to forgive ourselves and those who have hurt us. You can do it. Forgiveness opens our hearts to self-love. If you have a problem with loving yourself, you can get stuck in an unforgiving state. Many of us carry grudges for years and years. We may feel self-righteous because of what someone did to us. I call this being stuck in the prison of self-righteous resentment. We get to be right, but we never get to be happy. I repeat, I call this being stuck in the prison of self-righteous resentment. We get to be right, but we never get to be happy. You may disagree and say, but you don't know what that person did to me. It's unforgivable. Being unwilling to forgive is a terrible thing to do to yourself. Bitterness is like swallowing a teaspoon of poison every day. It accumulates and harms you. It's impossible to be healthy and free when you keep yourself bound to the past. One of the biggest spiritual lessons you can learn is to understand that everyone is doing the best they can at any given moment. People can do only so much with the understanding, awareness, and knowledge they have. Invariably, people who mistreat others were themselves mistreated in childhood. The greater the level of violence, the greater their inner pain, and the more they may lash out. This is not to say that their behavior is acceptable or excusable. However, for your own spiritual growth, you must be aware of their pain. The incidents you are holding on to is over, perhaps long over. Let it go. Allow yourself to be free. Come out of this personal prison you have built and step into the sunshine of life. If the situation is continuing, then ask yourself why you think so little of yourself that you still put up with it. Why do you stay in touch in such a situation? It happens so many times that we are so got up and caught up in the past that it's very difficult for us to move on. हम सारा टाइम यही सोचते रहते हैं which pertains to a past event. Interestingly, there was this incident which happened. I'm not very sure whether it happened in Buddha's life or one of the very, very senior monks. So they were next to a river And there were two of them. One was a senior monk and one was a junior monk. And they wanted to cross the river so that they could go to, meet and reunion themselves with the other monks who were staying across the river. On the banks of the river, there was this gorgeous girl, unbelievably beautiful. She asked that I don't know how to swim and I'm very scared. Could you please help me cross the river? The senior monk took that female, उसने उसको उठाया, made sure that he was able to help her. He carried her throughout the journey of crossing the river and then left her there and walked ahead. The junior monk was so disturbed. As monks, you are not supposed to touch women. You lead a celebrate life where women are not there. So for 2 days, he is so disturbed, he gets very frustrated. And then after 2 days, he breaks his fast and he goes to the senior monk. What have you done? Do you realize you call yourself a senior monk? And what have you done? You touched a woman. Hello. It took 2 to 3 minutes for the senior monk to realize that yes, that incident happened. But what he said actually shook the younger monk, and he said, yes, I did help that lady, but I left her at the bank. You are still carrying her in your head for the last 2 days. Who is not being a monk? So, what happens in your life, let it go. Do not carry it as a burden in your hand or in your head for so long that it starts getting rotten and gets your brain to be rotten. He was very clear. I left the girl at the bank. You are still carrying her in your head. That's what a lot of us do. And we hold these grudges and we carry with them in our mind, a lot of cases, lifelong. Whereas the other person must have just left it at the bank. You have a choice. You can stay stuck and bitter, or you can do yourself a favor by willingly forgive the past and letting it go, and then moving on to create a joyous, fulfilling life. You have the freedom to make your life anything you want it to be because you have freedom of choice. The purpose of today's lesson is to help you raise your self esteem to such a level that you will allow only loving experiences in your life. Please do not waste your time trying to get even. It will not work. What you give out always comes back to you. So drop the past and work on loving yourself now. Then you can have a wonderful time. One of the most valuable lessons I have learned is that when you do your forgiveness work, it is not necessary to go to the people involved and tell them that you forgive them. Sometimes you will want to do this, but you do not have to. The major work in forgiveness is done in your own heart and in front of your mirror. Remember, forgiveness is seldom for others, it is for you. I repeat, forgiveness is seldom for others, it is for you. So many people have told me that they have truly forgiven someone, and then a month or two later, they have received a phone call or email from that person asking to be forgiven. This seems to happen most often after doing forgiveness exercises in front of a mirror. So, as you do this mirror work exercises in today's lesson, let yourself experience your feelings deeply. Let's affirm, as I forgive myself, it becomes easier to forgive others. It's very, very important. What happens is, you are so stuck in that bitterness of the moment that it does not allow you to move. Now, what is the bitterness stuck to? The ego. Ego is what derives the mind, the pleasure, as well as the pain. Ego is not just only pleasure. अहंकार बोलते हैं हिंदी में. But ego in its totality is anything that derives pleasure. It could also be out of pain. And a lot of times, if the ego is not deriving pleasure out of something which is in a material world or everything, it will derive pleasure out of pain. Ego only wants people to be attentive to you. If you have a feeling in you that you crave for attention, it's nothing but the egoistic mind at play. चाहे वो पेन से आए अटेंशन, चाहे वो प्लेजर से आए, वो ईगो की है. वो ईगोइस्टिक माइंड हमें उस चीज को, उस पेन को, उस ग्रज को भूलने नहीं देता. बिकॉज दैट इज समथिंग विच इफ वी मेक पीस विद इट, what will the egoistic mind do? So in order to keep that circle going and going, repeating and repeating, going and going, repeating and repeating, वो उस मेमोरी को स्ट्रॉन्ग रखता है. और होता क्या है, when you have those memories so strong in your mind, anything the other person does which is probably good for you, your mind and your ego will not let you perceive that this is for your good, because हमने उसको उस लेंसेज से या उस ग्लासेस से देख रहे हैं जो ट्रू पिक्चर हमें देखने ही नहीं देगा. So it's very important to, because forgiveness is for you. The pain is in you. Who is stuck in the past? You. Nobody else is stuck in the past. दुख किसको हो रहा है? आपको हो रहा है. उसको हो रहा है, नहीं हो रहा, नहीं पता. The other person may be enjoying, but we become the victims because of our egoistic mind, and we are stuck there. नहीं, मैं तो नहीं छोड़ूंगा. Hello, forgive, move ahead, let go. You are the one who's going through pain. You are the one who's going through suffering. Nobody else. Whatever the other person is doing or not doing, you don't know. But you are at unease. You are in a situation where you're not comfortable with yourself. So, किसके लिए पकड़ के बैठे हम? Let go, forgive. Do ho'oponopono. I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. नहीं उसके पास जाना, उसको चिट्ठी लिख दो यार. You are the one who is bearing the brunt of all that grudge, all that rot you've got in your mind. It's your mind. Cleansing of that is your responsibility and your only responsibility. So उस चीज को please clean करो. It's nothing but your ego at play, which is, just getting your attention even through pain. Nothing else. Your day 15 mirror work exercise. I believe you receive the most benefit from forgiveness work when you do it in front of a mirror. I suggest finding a mirror you can sit in front of comfortably. I like to use the long mirror on the back of my bedroom door. Give yourself time to do this exercise, and you will probably want to repeat it often. Most of us have a lot of people to forgive. Sit in front of a mirror and close your eyes. Breathe deeply several times. Feel yourself grounded on your chair. Think of the many people who have hurt you in your life. Let them pass through your mind. Now open your eyes and begin to talk to one of them aloud. Say something like, "You hurt me deeply. I thought I would never get past this. However, I will not stay stuck in the past any longer. I am willing to forgive you." If you can't do that, yes, just affirm, "I am willing." Your willingness is all it takes to move towards forgiveness. Take a breath and then say to the person, "I forgive you. I set you free." Breathe again and say, "You are free. I am free." Notice how you feel. You may feel resistance or you may feel relief. If you feel resistance, just breathe and affirm, "I am willing to release all resistance." As you continue to do this exercise today or another day, expand your list of people to forgive. Remember, forgiveness is not an event, it's a process. You may need to keep working on one person a little longer, each time going on a little deeper into forgiveness. This may be a day when you can forgive several people. It may be a day when you can forgive only one. It doesn't matter. However, you do this exercise is the right way for you. The universe and forgiveness see you are showing up. At times, forgiveness is like peeling away the layers of an onion. If there are too many layers, put the onion away for a day or so. You can always come back and peel another later. Acknowledge yourself for even being willing to do this exercise. You are healing. The power is within you. Your day 15 journaling exercise. Put on some soft music, something that will make you feel relaxed and peaceful. Now take a journal and a pen and let your mind drift. Go back into the past and think of all the things that you're angry with yourself about. Write them down. Write them all down. You may discover that you have never forgiven yourself for the humiliation of wetting your pants in the first grade. What a long time to carry that burden. Now take this list and write a positive affirmations for each item. If you wrote, "I'll never forgive myself for incidents," then your affirmation could be, "This is a new moment. I am free to let go." Remember that sometimes it's easier to forgive others than to forgive yourself. Often we demand perfection of ourselves and are harder on ourselves than on others. However, it's time to go beyond this old attitude. Forgive yourself, let it go. Give yourself the space to be spontaneous and free. And now put down your journal and go outside to a beach, a park, even an empty lot, and let yourself run. Don't jog, run, wild and free. Do somersaults. Skip along the street and laugh while you're doing it. Take your inner child outdoors with you and have some fun. So, what if someone sees you? This is for your freedom. Your heart thought for day 15: I can forgive. I am one with life, and life loves me and supports me. Therefore, I claim for myself an open heart filled with love. We are all doing the best we can at any given moment, and this is also true for me. The past is over and done. I am not my parents or their patterns of resentment. I am my own unique self, and I chose to open my heart and allow love, compassion, and understanding to flush out all memories of past pain. I am free to be able to be all that I can be. This is the truth of my being, and I accept it as so. All is well in my life. Your day 5 meditation for forgiveness, day 15 of the audio download. Here are some positive affirmations for forgiveness. Repeat them often. The door to my heart opens inward. I move through forgiveness to love. As I change my thoughts, the world around me changes. The past is over, so it has no power now. The thoughts of this moment create my future. It is no fun being a victim. I refuse to be helpless anymore. I claim my power. I give myself the gift of freedom from the past and move with joy into the now. There is no problem so big or so small that it cannot be solved with love. I am ready to be healed. I am willing to forgive, and all is well. I know that old negative patterns no longer limit me. I let them go with ease. As I forgive myself, it becomes easier to forgive others. I forgive myself for not being perfect. I am living the very best way I know how. It is now safe for me to relax all my childhood traumas and move into love. I forgive everyone in my past for all perceived wrongs. I release them with love. All of the changes in life that lie before me are positive ones, and I am safe.